Hi guys, it's Khalif, KNS Financial, and Fat Guy Skinny Wallet here. Don't mind me for always saying KNS Financial. That's my actual business and that's my main website. So I'm so used to telling people that sometimes I get on here and forget I'm representing Fat Guy Skinny Wallet. So since I said it, you might as well go to knsfinancial.com and check out some of my finance articles that I've written up there. Alright, it's Monday morning. It's my weigh-in day. I just went for a quick run in the morning. You know, shoulder still sore, can't do my other workout. Actually, the area on the inside of my legs between my shins and my calves are sore on both. So yeah, I don't know if that's just some new muscle group that I'm working or if it's an extension of, you know, my calf or something. Like I said, I got to go look up this stuff so I know exactly what type of stretches to do and even what type of other movements to do to make sure that I'm working those muscles properly. So yeah, I just went for a run. It was 1.14 miles. I did it in 13 minutes and 5 seconds, I think. My pace was 5 something, maybe about 5.5 miles an hour, a little less. I'm not trying to do the math in my head right now. I'm just trying to remember. But it was a little more than 5 miles an hour. So I felt that was pretty good. I didn't realize that the other 2 days when I completed these 3-mile runs, walks, whatever, that I went a little over 3 miles, and it was pretty much the equivalent of a 5K. I just saw a comment come through in my email a little while ago saying, "Hey, you did a 5K. That's great." I didn't even realize that. So you know, I guess my 5K training went a little quicker than I thought. So hopefully Kelly won't see this video and press me to do the color run this year. So anyway, yeah, I think I'm going to just go inside. I'm trying to think through my head right now if I'm going to do some more exercises because I don't feel like that was enough. I just did a little over a mile. But I really felt like my legs and everything needed to kind of take a break today. And also, I don't know, I had some type of, I don't want to say I had a stomach bug, but it felt like that this morning. So it took me a long time to get out the house. So, yeah, that's why I just did the one. Another reason why I did the one. So I may do a couple things. I'm actually just staring at the ground now to see how wet it is. Because I won't be getting on the ground if it's too wet, and it's almost time for me to get ready for work anyway. So I may do some jumping lunges, maybe some mountain climbers, and then go back inside. All right, I'll see you guys in a little bit when I'm doing my official weigh-in. All right. All right, here we go. Another weigh-in, and I have no idea what the scale is going to say this week. So let's just see. 49.6, and I'm going to wait till that goes down and then do it without holding the camera and see if that makes any change. It's taking forever to reset. Man, alright. Alright, so there you go, 249.2. Pretty much stayed the same. That was 249.4 last week. Alright, see you soon to talk about it. Alright, I'm back again. It's in the evening now, and I'm just here to talk about the weigh-in for today. If you don't recall, I was 249.2. I don't know how you wouldn't recall because it's the same video. But anyway, I was 249.2 this morning. Last week I was 249.4, so that means I lost 0.2 pounds, which pretty much means I maintained the same weight. If I had a less sophisticated scale, I probably would have just said 249, you know, and that's it for both weeks. So anyway, looks like I did stayed about the same, and I was really disappointed because if you've seen any of my videos for this past week, I've been running a lot. And I hate running, and I've been putting it in because my shoulders, both of my shoulders are bad. I can't do my strength training, you know, with weight training. I can't do any resistance training with my body weight or anything, except for like squats and lunges. So I decided to kick up my running. Normally I would run, initially I would run half a mile before, and I would jog half a mile before the workout, and then jog a quarter mile after, sometimes half. Then, once my workout started getting more intense, I switched to just going a mile after the workout and to cool down. And I would actually walk and jog, maybe 50-50, 60-40, walk and jog the mile. This week I decided to kick it up and actually make the jogging, my workout. So, you can go back. There's some videos. I guess I'll put them up. I'll put them up now. There should be maybe 3 or 4 links on the screen. Maybe I can put them in the description of the workouts that I've done, the running this past week. So, anyway, check any of those out. And, it was really discouraging because I did those workouts. I was running. I was killing myself. Really putting in a lot of effort. And we weren't eating any fast foods, really. We didn't make one trip to Moe's last week. We thought ahead and planned ahead with all our meals and everything. I was really discouraged. And I was talking to my wife, she's telling me not to be discouraged and everything. And also in talking to one of my best friends who's also, trying to lose weight and stuff. And she's done, I'm going to mix up how many weeks she's been doing it. I know she's been doing it about 3 months, and she lost about 26 pounds so far. So, I know she's been doing great. And, we were talking, too, over text, and my wife and I were talking before I left, and then we were talking over Instant Messenger. And, really, in talking to both of them, I just really got to thinking about the week. The one thing I'd say is that Monday night, we went to Houlihan's with a couple people from our church. That was planned. We went on the website, tried to pick the healthiest options for us, and I didn't get any dessert, which I always get from Houlihan's because they have the best dessert ever. Tuesday we had my mother over. My wife made some type of tortellini thing with some sauce she made herself. I don't even know what all was in it. I know it was like some type of cream that she had, like heavy cream or something. It was in a small little carton. Anyway, so we had that pasta, which normally I wouldn't have anything that heavy with carbs. I'm not sure if it was some type of whole wheat pasta or not. It was tortellini, and I don't think the shells were stuffed with anything. It might have been. Anyway, so I had that, which is a little out of the ordinary, for a dinner, a homemade dinner. Then one of the nights, I don't even remember which one, I ate late and had tuna, which wasn't too bad, but I still ate like at 10:15. That might have been Saturday night. But even before that, Friday night was the infamous Wendy's, where we didn't get home until close to midnight. We were out with friends, went to a marriage conference, and then coming back, we couldn't find anywhere that was open. And we live in Diner Central, but we just didn't find anywhere that was open outside of diners. And my wife and I, we just decided, hey, let's just go to Wendy's, since we both felt hungry. That was a terrible choice because we could have done things. We could have, went home and made some eggs or something. That's probably one of the healthiest things that we could have done. So anyway, so I had that. So I had 3 meals that were out of the ordinary. And then Sunday, if you remember yesterday, I went to Chili's. And didn't have appetizer, didn't have dessert. I actually had a appetizer sampler as the meal. So I ended up having one big meal yesterday. Overall, I had about 2,200 calories yesterday, which wasn't bad because I think I burned close to 4,000 calories. And between just what my metabolism burns normally and also what I did running yesterday. So I burned close to 4,000 calories yesterday. So I felt good about that. I had about 2,200, but the main thing, but I had so much sodium in that one meal. I don't have the stats right here. Well, I do, but I'm not gonna look it up to try to see how much sodium I had yesterday. But because of that meal at Chili's, I probably had like 3,500 grams of sodium. So I guess I'm picking out the 3 times we went out to Wendy's, Chili's, and Houlihan's during the week. It could just be me retaining water, especially since those 2 happened over the weekend. It could be me retaining water. I'm not sure. But anyway, I know it wasn't perfect. It was much better, and I did expect to lose. I've been tracking my food, tracking my calories, tracking how much sodium I'm having, making sure that I'm having a ton of fiber, and that I'm not having any real simple sugars except that which come from fruit, and even that is kind of spread out. So I'm really trying to, do well. I'm really trying to do well with tracking everything and having a goal. Everything that I eat, I want to have a goal behind it. If I realize that I had to hit a lot of carbs during the day, then I make sure I just have protein and fats for the last meal or something like that. Or if I see I had a lot of fat during the day, then I'll try to make sure that I had enough protein and even may have to supplement for some carbs. But I usually get enough carbs because of the fruit smoothies that I have, with berries in it. So I'm usually good with that. Anyway, I'm not disappointed anymore. I'm just so motivated to go forward. I'm going to rest tomorrow, which will be Tuesday. I'm going to rest tomorrow as far as running is concerned, and I'll probably do just a couple. This will give my legs a break. I say that, but I'm going to do lunges and squats. So I'll probably do a bunch of sets of those in the morning. I'll probably do at least 100 of each. I mean, in one workout, I used to do about 300 lunges. And squats, I would do about 150. So, I'll make sure I get something like that. And I may not do as many lunges just because I want to make sure I preserve my legs for the running. And then Wednesday, I go to the doctor and hopefully figure out what's going on with my shoulders. So that's about it. I'm no longer disappointed. I'm just motivated to go ahead with the running. Like I said earlier, someone mentioned, hey, you ran a 5K, or you ran and jogged some, but you completed a 5K. Ran and walked, sorry. So yeah, I was able to complete a 5K, which is like mind-boggling because I was preparing to do one in 2013, not thinking I can get to one anytime soon. So anyway, yeah, I did that and a couple other things that I'm looking to do. I'm hoping to get my shoulders well, at least find out what's wrong with them, and I'm trying to do some sort of strength training, at least the body weight stuff with my legs. I'm going to say I'll take off tomorrow with the running because my legs, my lower part of my legs really do feel a little beat up, so I want to take a day off. I'm still 249 pounds, slamming down on my joints and slamming on my my calves and shins and stuff, so I still just want to take a little break with that, take it easy. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm just really anticipating this week and really looking forward to making some good decisions and some smart moves when it comes to eating and just pushing real hard at working out. And I'm really hoping to break through the plateau this week. I don't have anything else planned that I know of. I don't have anything planned as far as eating or whatever. Oh, and I forgot, not just the Houlihan's on Monday and then the Wendy's on Friday and then Sunday with Chili's. I said all those were planned. So the Wendy's wasn't planned. So that's a shameful one. But the other two were planned, and even the pasta with my mother at home, that was planned and it was homemade. So that wasn't too bad. What I forgot to add to it is that on Thursday and Friday I went out to lunch with two friends. It's really, one of them I consider like my little sister. She's moving to the middle of the country to pursue a PhD, and so we just took her out. Actually, Thursday was an impromptu thing where she just said, hey, I'm hungry, I didn't bring anything to eat, do you want to hang out? So I was like, okay, yeah, it'll be 2 days in a row, but I'm probably not going to see you for another 4 years, and if I do, it'll be like once or twice in the next 4 or 5 years, so it may never see you again, who knows. So, I just figured I'd do that. So those 2 days we went out to eat, although I tried to be healthy, so I had to add that in as well. So it could be all the sodium from those meals, at least 4-5 meals out. So my sodium intake for those days could have been 3,000 to 4,000 milligrams, which is ridiculous. I try to stay around 2,000. So something like that could have caused me to retain water. We'll see. The next time I have a real strenuous workout and I just shed this water weight, I may shed a bunch. The other day I had a workout and I weighed myself before the workout and weighed myself after. I lost close to 5 pounds of just water weight. Now, obviously, I drink a gallon of water a day, so That's insane much, because I'll put it right back on. You know, I'm not, and my goal isn't to lose water weight, it's to lose fat. But when you think about your weight fluctuations throughout the day, it's a lot of it's because of what we're drinking, and some of it's because of what we're eating. But you think about a gallon, how much a gallon weighs. I don't know how much a gallon weighs right now, but it's probably like 6-7 pounds. And so, you know, having that much liquid in you during the day, and even more, because then on top of that I have my smoothie, sometimes I have my vegetable juice, and then of course all of the water that gets absorbed from the food that we eat, especially if I'm eating watermelon. So my body gets hit with a lot more than a gallon of water every day. So yeah, that's about it. We'll see how things go for this week, but I'm really excited and looking forward to this week. I'm just excited about being healthy and taking charge of my life. And you know what? The scale will get in line with my habits soon enough. But if I know I'm moving in the right direction, that's all I really care about, because I'm in this for the long haul. I'm not trying to win some competition that ends this week or next week where I have to get numbers down, because then I'll whip out the garbage bags and go for a long run and do a crazy workout. But I'm not in it for that. I'm in it for the long run. And so, you know, we'll just see what's going to come up, what's going to come of all this. So, alright, I don't have anything else to say. So again, like I always say, connect with me on my main website. If you're watching this on YouTube, my website is fatguyskinnywallet.com. Almost forgot that, man. fatguyskinnywallet.com. So go there. I write a lot of articles, things that I don't do videos for. I'm writing about our finances as well. This is where the Skinny Wallet comes in. And a lot of other things. A lot of things that I learned about health, I try to put them in as well. And my take on certain things going on, like the large drink ban in New York City and things like that. So anyway, check out my site on Pinterest. I'm Fat Guy on Pinterest.com. You can go to Fat Guy on Facebook.com and Fat Guy on Twitter.com. I have to still check that out because it wasn't working last week. Someone commented. So if you can't go to Fat Guy on Twitter.com, so it gives you an error, you can go to Twitter.com/FGSW, Fat Guy Skinny Wallet. So FGSW. Alright, until the next time, see you later.